Hello, we are back with another video. Before we get into the video, like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Make sure you turn on post notifications. Cardi B taunts Off the Cheat. Off the Cheat is asking for spousal support. Allegedly, she will have to cough up $100K a month. And with that being said, she decided to taunt Off the Cheat by posting what STEF0N bought her for Mother's Day. Okay, so she posted all these videos of all of her gifts. Mother's Day was last month, like 3 weeks ago. And she's now posting it because of the situation that she's going through with Off the Cheat. And then she retweeted a fan that said, the thing is, I don't even think it's about the money. Off the Cheat just wants to mess with Cardi because he is in his feelings that she has moved on. So let me know how y'all feel about that. I feel like two things could be true, but I feel like Cardi B don't play chess. She always played checkers. Because it seems as though you know that obviously he's triggered by you seeing STEF0N, even though I don't feel like STEF0N is an upgrade. I feel like he is love bombing Cardi B, and then he's going to do the same thing Off the Cheat did to Cardi B. But the difference is he's not really with the social media antics. Another thing is, it's like you're not even officially divorced and you're seeing somebody publicly, right? Even though Off the Cheat is, a serial cheater, this is not going to look good for you in court. You do know that, right? And I feel as though she thinks that because, she is Cardi B and she's a woman that is going to rule in her favor. But look what happened to Mary J. Blige and Wendy Williams and all the remaining women that have made more money than their spouse. And when the husband cheats, they still got to pay the husband. So I think she's not playing chess. I feel like she should have waited until her divorce was finalized to come out with STEF0N because it's just not going to look good. It's not going to play well in court. Okay. I think a lot of stuff is going to get real when they go to court to finalize this divorce. Also, Cardi B addresses the haters. She responded to a fan that said Cardi has about 67 B-words who are bloggers, Instagram influencers, escorts, whores, female rappers, and baby mamas obsessed with her life and her every effing move. Just sitting online seething with jealousy and envy, throwing subs. I honestly don't know how she makes it through one day without punching someone in the throat. Well, that's because Cardi B can't fight. She can't punch nobody in the throat. She throws shoes and objects, okay? She's not a fighter. So that's why she can't punch nobody in the throat. That's one. Number two, who would be jealous of a one album wonder? No shade. A one album wonder that has a known ghostwriter that was a stripper who's dating a bottom feeder and whose ex-husband is asking for $100K a month and don't see his kids. Who would be jealous of that? Can anybody tell me who would be jealous of that? Who would want to be that? I mean, come on. Cardi B hasn't had a hit in years and she's supposed to be an artist. What artist, female rapper, or any logical thinking person would be jealous of Cardi B in the state that she's in right now? Let's be very clear. That doesn't even make logical sense. Like, stop. Let's come back to reality. Go outside and touch some grass. Now, moving on to Doja Cat. Doja Cat is playing chess and not checkers. As we know, Doja Cat popped out at the Grand National Tour to perform Kiss Me More with SZA. Now, with that being said, allegedly Doja Cat is trying to get SZA to be on her album. Okay? She got Vi, I think that's what it's called, coming. It's supposed to be more pop and R&B than rap. And SZA's the hottest R&B and pop star right now. Currently, she's making the most noise. SOS is still on Billboard. I mean, she's on the hottest stadium tour in the world right now. And then on top of that, she did perform at the Super Bowl with Kung Fu Kenny. So Doja Cat is hoping that SZA and her can go number one again with a new single. Okay. and it might have similar elements to Kiss Me More. It may not be exactly the same, but similar elements. And that's why she was at the Grand National Tour, okay, performing. Now, let me know how y'all feel about it. I kind of feel as though SZA should pay Doja Cat dust. I feel like Doja Cat has this weird thing where she don't want to collaborate with people, she don't, but then when she needs something, she want to pop out. I don't like fake people like that. You know, there was a time where SZA was trying to get her on a record, and it was supposed to be the T-shirt song. It wasn't supposed to be the Kill Bill remix. It was supposed to be T-shirt. Doja Cat was supposed to be on that, and she dubbed SZA.
Y'all wanna know who knows this song? It gonna be like our secret, right? Wait. The hint is you already have a song together. My name starts with a D. And it rhymes with soda.
Yeah, so for me, I feel like Doja Cat, she using SZA because now she going back pop R&B because Scarlett flopped. And I just feel like, in my opinion, I don't think that SZA should give her a collaboration. No shade. Now, moving on to Megan Thee Stallion. Unfortunately, Megan is getting dragged on social media because she was at an event for her alcohol company. What's it called? Chica something. Okay, but she got an alcohol company. And with that being said, fans feel like her face looks a little bit different than it usually does without, obviously, the Instagram and Snapchat filters. Doesn't look as smooth. She looks like she hasn't gotten any sleep. That's what it looks like to me. It looks like she's not well rested. You know, she hasn't gotten any sleep. She might be a little bit stressed since the Tory Lanez situation, especially since that a lot of people are advocating for Tory to get out of jail. So she might be a little bit stressed when it comes to that. But yeah, this ain't her best picture. You know, I think that the fan, whoever took the picture, they should have put a filter over it instead of trying to humiliate Megan Thee Stallion. They should have put a filter because, no shade, the fan don't look that great either. But I'm not going to post him. But the point of the matter is, the fan should have used a filter so Megan doesn't look crazy on camera. Now, moving on to Doodle Garbage. Unfortunately, Doodle Garbage is getting sued by the man who got jumped by his ugly ass brother with the bald patch on the back of his head and the cameraman. So they jumped this man for calling him Doodle Garbage, and he has basically said he taken Doodle Garbage and his dud of a brother to court.
That ain't no skit. I got banned from the event. I can't go back now, and I'm not sure if I can go back next year, which I hope I can. You know, I spent a lot of money coming over here trying to have fun with my people. And I'm not sure if he got banned from the event, which I assume he did, because that goes with his people. But I gotta let you know now. I gotta take legal action against him or his brother, somebody out here. That's unacceptable for real. They done broke my chain. I'm banned from the event. I'm over here. Glass is gone. I ain't got the glasses no more. The glasses made my whole fit. Come on.
So why did you call him Doodoo Garbage? Like, why did you say that?
I thought it was all jokes. I never seen D0JA react like that in the past. Never seen him tell anybody to go do something to anybody else. So I'm thinking it's all good. It's all cool. I seen him throw some gloves to some people that said it to his face a few times. You know, even if he did that, I would have been like, hey, my fault, man. Whatever, went along my way. But he didn't want to do that. I can't lie. His brother came up to me and started putting his hands on me.
Now, a lot of people are saying, oh, he cannot sue Doodle Garbage because it was his brother and I believe his brother's cameraman. But that is false because he has incriminated himself by going on camera and telling his brother that he was finna do something or he wanted his brother to do something to anybody that called him Doodle Garbage.
Nobody comes up to me and say Doodle Garbage.
Is that what?
Nobody comes up to me in real life and say doo-doo. If a fan came up to me on some doo-doo garbage shit, bro, I'ma hold that nigga so goddamn bad, bro. Niggas know better.
Mind you, he didn't even do nothing. He sent the booty goons and his no neck, no hair, having as ugly as brother to do his dirty work. See, I could respect it a little bit more if he squared up. Okay, but you didn't. And now you still got to cough up a coin because you probably gonna have to pay for your brother's lawyer. Let's be very clear. Okay, I feel like he gonna get money, but he not gonna get millions, obviously. But he gonna get some chump change for this altercation because there is no reason for him to get jumped. That's the real issue. It's like he got jumped over it. I can understand if it was a one-on-one fade, but jumping him was just corny, in my opinion. There was no way to justify it. And hopefully he loses full custody to Halo because of it. You can't react to words like that. I'm sorry. He didn't call you the N-word. He didn't touch you. He didn't say anything about your child. He called you doo-doo garbage, and what you are. You are garbage, and your music is doo-doo. Absolutely. Okay? And I think fans should continue to call him doo-doo garbage, and he'll continue to lose a lot of money. Oh, well. Now, moving back on to Megan. This ain't good. This ain't good. Tory Lanez's brother. I didn't even know Tory had a brother. Okay? That is really something new I just learned. But I don't really care for Tory like that, so I don't be paying attention to him. But the point of the matter is, his brother, I don't know if it's biological, but somebody really close to Tory posted Megan Thee Stallion's foot in the hospital bed. Oh my goodness. She finna throw another lawsuit his way. Hopefully this ain't his real brother. Hopefully this is just, a fan or somebody that works with Tory. But the point of the matter is they got Megan's beat up feet or crusty feet from when she was probably walking barefoot in the road and beating up Kelsey. They posted her feet in the hospital bed. That's not good. Okay. See, Megan's attorneys, they're definitely using this to make sure Tory stays in jail. They're going to say that Tory is subliminally harassing her, just like they did with Mob Radio. So I don't understand how anybody close to Tory is doing anything in regards to sneak diss and Megan, because Tory's going to have to pay the price for this. Okay, even if he didn't do nothing, they gonna be like, oh, Tory told them to do this. Tory's paying people. So I just don't understand why the people around Tory just won't leave Megan alone, because at the end of the day, she's gonna use this in court like she usually do. Now, moving on to Queen Bee and her daddy, Matthew Knowles. A lot of fans are saying that he is being shady towards Queen Bee. Now, Matthew Knowles in a recent interview, I don't know who is still interviewing Matthew Knowles. Like, he's not even relevant at all. He hasn't had a successful group to manage since Destiny Child. So I don't know who is still giving him the time of day. But anyway, Matthew said that he's proud of what he did as Queen Bee's manager. But he stated that there were a lot of things he would do differently. He said he would have suggested different songs, made differences in some of her tours that they did, and then he said he would leave it at that. He also said, I'm very grateful to have been the best manager in history of music. I don't get that compliment enough, okay? So he feel like he don't get recognition for being one of the best managers in music, but I don't think that's true either. Okay. I actually feel like he was probably holding Queen Bee back, artistically. Okay. I don't think when it comes to her getting accolades or, being, at certain award shows, he definitely put the battery in her back to be the best she could be performance wise. He had her running on the treadmill, performing and singing like she was on stage. Okay. So I do feel like he definitely helped Queen Bee with her work ethic. But when I'm talking about her artistry and the fact that she's able to make, you know, a rock song, a country album, a dance album, like, I don't feel like he would have her do all those different genres. I think he would have kept Queen Bee boxed in. But Matthew Knowles had Beyonce more visible as an artist. Like, she was at all the major award shows, doing all the major performances. She was linking up with all the hottest artists like Shakira, Gaga, Sean Paul. Like, he had her visible, okay? But I feel like her artistry would have been boxed in. She wouldn't have been as creative if she had kept with Matthew Knowles as her manager. Okay, I don't think the Lemonade album would have ever came out. You know, her talking about her relationship with Camel Face, or the self-titled album, which, you know, she had to put her own money into because that was a visual album just like Lemonade. I don't think he would have had her do all those things. Okay, but if you don't know, the reason why he got fired is because he was stealing money. So that was the main reason why she fired him. He was stealing money and cheating on her mama. And he had a baby on Tina. A lot of people don't know that because, you know, Beyonce doesn't really embrace her half siblings. You know, she pretends like they don't exist, but they do. And with that being said, that is the main reason that his ass got fired. Now, moving back on to Off the Cheat and Cardi B and STEF0N Diddy, it looks like they are throwing subliminal shots, okay, at each other. So he posted this on X, Off the Cheat is bitter, and he said, today I passed the ball. That's the new term for a woman or girl that somebody's seeing. They call them balls now. I think it's kind of corny. But, you know, I guess that's the new terminology that people are using today. Then he said, good rollout and PR. Good rollout and PR. Okay? Because he spelled rollout wrong the first time. So, you know, he had to correct himself. But with that being said, STEF0N Diddy did respond. And, you know, he plays for, I believe, the Patriots. And he said that he is catching the ball. Okay? You know, Off the Cheat threw the ball. He don't want Cardi B no more, even though I don't believe that. But STEF0N Diddy said he is catching the ball. So they was throwing subliminal shots at each other, you know, last night. And my whole thing is all three of them are kind of slow. But I think the dumbest is obviously Cardi B. You went from one player to another. The only thing about STEF0N Diddy is he's doing it in front of your face. Okay, that's the only difference. Off the Cheat did it behind your back. He's doing it in front of your face. So people are saying, oh, at least he's being honest, I guess. I mean, if you think pulling out the coke in front of the Latinas on a boat is being honest and flirting with all these women and seeing all these women and got a newborn baby that you just had a month ago is being honest, then, you know, she like it. I love it. Okay, because either way, we gonna get into some things and talk about it. But the point of the matter is, I think she's being love bombed. Just like Off the Cheat used to do. He used to love bomb Cardi B. Every time he got caught cheating, he would buy her a Birkin or buy her something so that way she forget about it. STEF0N is doing the same thing. Cardi B's 35, 45 in the face, but she just doesn't have the maturity to realize it yet. I think that she is one of those people who like to remain young, and she wants to think that she's in her 20s still. And so she doesn't realize that you getting up there, sis. And this is not a good look for a middle-aged woman. But anyway, I got some very hot tea on Patreon. Link will be in the description. Have a great day.